Good afternoon, everybody. Good to be with all of you again. Just good to see some familiar faces, and what an inspirational story and a way to find out, kind of, father and hero your dad was. And thank you, Katie, for that introduction. As Katie indicated, my career journey has taken me in a lot of directions, but I'm so grateful to be in the space that I'm in right now. I really do consider it to be God's work, and there's no other place I'd rather be right now than doing the work that I'm doing right now. So I just want to share some things, and then hopefully there'll be some questions. You do have some materials on your tables in front of you that I'll speak to here. So as indicated, I currently serve as the Executive Director of the Summit County Continuum of Care, which means I help coordinate how our community responds to homelessness, bringing together shelters, housing programs, healthcare providers, and local governments, so we are working as one system to help people move into stable housing as quickly as possible. For those who may not be familiar, the Continuum of Care is the federally recognized group that organizes and coordinates our community's response to homelessness. Our role is to make sure services are aligned, resources are used effectively, and people can access help as quickly as possible. So in simple terms, how the system works: when someone becomes homeless, they connect to the system through a shelter, outreach team, or hotline. Some of you may be familiar with 211. And you also have a flow chart in front of you which describes from point of entry how individuals can navigate based off of their need. Some people need short-term help to get back on their feet. Others need long-term support because they're dealing with health challenges, mental illness, or other barriers. Our goal is always the same: to get people into housing as quickly as possible and to support them in staying housed. To make this easier to understand and use, we also have simple tools, one of which I mentioned is in front of you right now. And then we also have outreach cards, which is the green card that is in front of you. And those cards you can carry with you or keep in your office if you encounter someone that needs help. You can give them that card. It has information about homeless outreach programs and also shelters, as well as the 211 phone number on there as well. It's important to know that this is a coordinated system and not a collection of disconnected programs. In Summit County, we have 13 housing providers who operate 21 different programs. These programs serve families, youth, and single adults. When someone cannot be placed into housing right away, they are placed on a waiting list. And every month, providers come together to review individuals on that wait list. They discuss their needs and work to move them into housing as soon as a unit does become available. So while there may be a wait, people are not forgotten. There's active coordination and ongoing efforts to connect every individual to housing as quickly as possible. And just to kind of give you a reference, on average, every month there's between 200 and 250 people that are on the wait list just to get into housing. So I'll share with you what we're seeing in Summit County. On any given night, there are nearly 700 people experiencing homelessness. Over the course of a year, more than 3,500 people move through our system. Homelessness has increased 56% since 2022, and more than 200 people are now living outside. That can be in encampments, that can be in cars, or places not meant for human habitation. If you've never seen an encampment, it's something to see. Most of the individuals we serve are single adults. About 1 in 5 are considered chronically homeless, meaning that they have been homeless for a long time while facing serious health or mental health challenges. We're also serving families. On a single night, there's over 100 individuals in family households, including over 100 children that are experiencing homelessness as well. We do have a prevalent youth homeless population as well that's undercounted because many young people are staying temporarily with their friends or they're moving between places. So I also want to take a moment to recognize something truly important that happened this winter. During some of the coldest months of the year, our community stepped up in an extraordinary way to protect people from life-threatening conditions. The overnight warming centers, operated through the Peter Martin Center, along with partners like Homeless Charity Village and Hope Farm, played a key role in keeping people safe. The center was open for 61 nights this winter, about 2 out of every 3 nights during the cold season. In that time, 4,700 visits were made, an average of about 70 people per night, and more than 541 unique individuals were served, which is a significant increase just from last year. So you can imagine the number of fingers and toes that were saved because people had shelter. There were over 400 volunteers that contributed their time, food, and support to make this possible. And when capacity was reached, partners like the Haven of Rest, Family of Faith Church, and Relentless 330 stepped up to help carry the load. Because of these efforts, lives were protected during extreme cold, and many individuals avoided serious medical emergencies. This is something our community can definitely be proud of. At the same time, it does remind us that emergency response alone is just not enough. So why is homelessness happening? It's not because people want to be homeless. At its core, it comes down to housing. There are not enough affordable places for people to live, especially for those with lowest incomes. When housing costs rise faster than wages, people are at risk. Then something happens, a job loss, a medical issue, or a family crisis, and without a financial cushion, people can lose their housing pretty quickly. For some individuals, especially those who have been homeless longer, there are additional challenges like mental health, which is what I mentioned earlier, substance use, or disabilities. These don't cause homelessness by themselves, but they make it harder to recover once housing is lost. So right now, the need is growing faster than resources in general. Shelters are full, more people are living outside, and the challenges that we're seeing are becoming much more complex. But we also know what works. When we have enough affordable housing and when we provide the right level of support, and when our system is coordinated, people can exit homelessness pretty successfully. And this is where all of you come in. So you're probably asking, what can you do to help? First, stay informed and stay educated, and help others understand that homelessness is not about individual failure. It's about systems that we can improve together. Second, support the organizations that are doing this work, including the warming centers and the housing providers working every day to meet this need. Third, if you encounter someone who needs help, use the outreach card that's provided to you. That small step can connect someone directly to the system instead of leaving them without direction. And finally, use your voice. Local decisions about housing and funding matter, and your leadership helps shape those decisions. There's a lot going on in DC around funding for HUD. And I can tell you that the administration is looking to make significant cuts to HUD, which is going to impact the homeless population. We find that there are a lot of people that who are in that stage of just on the verge of becoming homeless that don't have that additional support, be it rental assistance or some other resource. And so this is a challenging time. And so when I say use your voice, I think it's important to know what's going on in DC, to know what's going on relative to HUD, to know how homelessness impacts your community. As with mental health, as with behavioral health, when you see a lot of these significant challenges, or if it's with job loss or the impact of unemployment, it really is a community problem. So it's not to say that it becomes our burden, but if we change and shift our thinking to being more solution focused and being supportive and educating one another, and when you see a person walking the street and you believe that they're homeless or not, just say hi. Because I think a lot of people, when they're walking the street that I've seen that are homeless, it's almost like they're seen as they're invisible. And I was actually talking with a gentleman at a dinner that we hosted last year for the homeless. And this gentleman has a doctorate from the University of Pittsburgh, and he fell on hard times. You just never know when you see people, you never know what they're going through. It's not to say that they have to have a doctorate or anything, but it's a human life. So I would just ask for your support and utilizing the material that's before you, that green card, and I have more, I can get more to you as well, Katie. That flow chart, when I was thinking about presenting today, it's one thing to sit here and try to remember what I just said, but when you look at that flow chart, it actually helps you to navigate or explain to someone how a person goes through the system in needing housing, right? From the point of the call to what specific category does that person fall under? Is it a person that's a vet? Is it a youth? Is it a person that has a mental illness? Here are the providers based off of that person's category under which they could be served. And so if using that 211 card, you can find a lot of information on that website. And if you go to the summitcoc.org website, we have ample information there as well. And I've also left you with my business card as well. Thank you. Are there any questions?